Hi guys, this video is going to show you how to do some statistical analysis of your data. So what you're looking at is some made-up data. I didn't actually watch the video, I just imagined that this was what the data looked like. I just put some X's in randomly. I'm going to show you how to do the analysis, and then your job is to do this same thing but with your data. The other thing you're going to notice is that here I'm only going to do the first 3 minutes of data. You need to do the entire time. So you can't just do this for the first 3 minutes, right? So you're going to have to apply what you see here to your data. So to do this, I'm going to calculate the percent time that they are showing each behavior before and after Schreckstoff. So to do that, I need to first figure out the total amount of behaviors before Schreckstoff. So there's my line right here. That's where it was injected. So what are the total number of behaviors? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have 11 behaviors before Schreckstoff. How many behaviors do I have after Schreckstoff? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 behaviors after Schreckstoff. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense and you can count those up on your own. Keeping in mind, of course, that after the Schreckstoff, it's going to be a lot more than 7 because you're going to have to calculate the second row or the second box of your timed ethogram. Okay? All right. And it might be more than 11 before Schreckstoff or less. Those numbers are not, those are just the numbers that I came up with. Now, the next piece of data you're going to see that I need to find out is the number of times undisturbed behaviors occurred before Schreckstoff. So undisturbed behaviors are this one here and this one here. So I'm going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Whoa. All right. So how do I turn that into a percent? Well, the way that works is I'm going to take 11 divided by 11 equals 1 times 100, which equals 100% of the time they were undisturbed before. So moderately disturbed before, well, I know that's going to be 0 out of 11. And strongly disturbed before is also going to be 0 out of 11. And that's going to equal 0%. And that's going to equal 0%. So that was really easy, that math, right? Now, how did I know there were no moderately disturbed? Well, I came over here to my data and I looked at the time before Schreckstoff, which is before here, right? And I said, oh, there's a moderate and there's my strong, and nothing occurred. None of those occurred, but I still need to make sure, okay? Oh, and I'm realizing that I missed one of the data points. Did you guys see that? There's a data point right there. So there's actually 8 data points after. So I'm going to erase that math because I think you saw that, and I'm just going to leave the percentages there. And that's going to become an 8. So undisturbed before is 100%. Moderately disturbed is 0%. Strongly disturbed is 0%. Now it's the undisturbed after, moderately disturbed after, and strongly disturbed after that's going to be a little harder. So so let's do undisturbed first. Well, the Schreckstoff was injected here, so we have 1, 2 times where we saw undisturbed behavior, all right, out of 8. So my math is 2 out of 8 equals, and that equals 0.25, right, times 100 equals 25%. So 25% of the behaviors after the Schreckstoff were added were undisturbed behaviors. Now let's consider moderately disturbed. Again, 1, 2. Right? So that's easy. I just did the math on that, so I can already say, without even having to write it all out, that 25% of the behaviors after Schreckstoff were moderately disturbed behaviors. Well, that should leave 50% that were disturbed if there's 4 of them. Have strongly disturbed 1, 2, 3, 4. right? How do I calculate that? If you need to do the math, that's 4 divided by 8, because there were 8 total behaviors, right? Equals 0.5 times 100 equals 50%. All right, so I'm going to erase the math there so we can look at the numbers themselves, just the percentages. Those percentages you're going to record on your digital notebook. Undisturbed after was 25%, moderately was 25%, and strongly was 50%. And now I can compare those numbers. So I can compare the amount of undisturbed behavior before was 100% and strongly disturbed after was 50%. So I can clearly say that there was a change in the behaviors, right? From undisturbed behaviors before Schreckstoff was added to strongly disturbed, moderately disturbed, and some undisturbed behaviors before Schreckstoff was added. If I was writing about this, I might even say, well, yes, there were some undisturbed behaviors, but to be honest, that it looked like those behaviors occurred before the minnows even noticed the Schreckstoff was there, but as soon as they noticed it was there, all of the behaviors were moderately disturbed. Either way, you're going to write a conclusion, and you're going to need to talk about these percentages. And when you do that, you will have hopefully answered the question about whether Schreckstoff causes behaviors in minnows.